What if I told you one of the primary ways coffee was spread to the Western world was through a pope around the year 1600? More on that fascinating topic after I show you how I make my coffee every morning for optimal energy and brain clarity. Okay, see you in a minute. How is it that we have this Pope, Clement VIII, to thank for coffee? Well, as you may know, the Muslims were the original founders, creators of the coffee bean roasting process around the 9th century. So it was used, interestingly enough, to aid in prayer and fasting, which makes sense, right? Of course, it finally ends up coming to Europe, where it was also very controversial. The controversy lasted for so many years. I think it was like 50 years. The advisors to the Pope came to him and said, you have to do something about this. Because at that point, there were kings outlawing it. They were noticing that the effects of the coffee were the opposite of what the normal breakfast drinks at the time were, which this blew my mind. Beer and wine were the typical breakfast drinks at the time. So the political elite in power were very threatened by the idea of this substance that made people more motivated and more mentally acute. You can imagine why they didn't want the common people to be ingesting this substance. They thought it would be more likely that the common people would revolt against oppressive government, etc. And so that's why you had bans on it. And now Christians are debating whether or not coffee is acceptable to be drinking. They ask him to taste it. So here is what he says upon tasting it. How cool is that? So he's recognizing that this is a good substance. This is a better, alternative to beer and wine. These aren't dangerous things that people are now going to convene in coffee houses and talk about ideas and critically think. And instead of being in ale houses and taverns, being drunk and lazy and unmotivated. So way to go, Pope Clement. Of course, Italy became the top consumer lover of coffee, and you see that with so much of the coffee shop culture coming out of Italy and the invention of espresso. So it just took Italy by storm, and then France. Eventually, the Protestants accepted it as non-suspect, and the Protestants also took up the coffee. But it wasn't until the Catholics had approved it as, this is morally acceptable to drink this. So shout out to Pope Clement VIII. Thank you. If you liked this video and you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you next Friday. Bye guys, have a blessed week. Camera is here. The camera is there. Do, 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 do.